Much love and appreciation, family. So, for all of the brand new men's and women's shirts that you see and the limited edition sneakers that you see here, please visit the comment and or the description below the video. Thank you.
Greetings, patriots, and you enemies of America that are watching this video. Black Lives Matter is not just a hate group, but a domestic terrorist organization. Don't forget that Hillary Clinton and you, Mr. Obama, have embraced the domestic terrorist organization. If your homes are to be burned at some point in the future, what is going to be your reaction? Because that may happen, I predict. There's a good possibility that people, and I think I wouldn't really see a problem with it, and I'm going to tell you people that I don't care if they're women or children, anyone coming out of the store should be shot on sight. If they make it down the street, just take their asses out and shoot them in the back. That's
okay. Now we were clearly able to, well, mostly clearly able to see the video. This is a video that was taken offline and on Twitter, and I'm like, okay, so we're not going to pay attention to the fact that this white man who has a gun, who literally put Black Lives Matter on a bullet, and then said that if you see somebody black going down the street, you shoot them in the back. We're just going to ignore that fact. Nobody has the FBI or any type of local law enforcement on this individual. Obviously, this is a individual who is very dangerous. This is what a domestic terrorist looks like. He literally told you what to do or how he would do if he was to see somebody black. Now, notice how it's always these types of guys who are short, who are chubby, who are overweight, who really couldn't fight themselves out of a wet paper bag. And they always talk all of this big talk whenever they have a gun in their hands. They're never talking any of this when their hands are completely empty. If this guy was to literally have a hand-to-hand fight with anybody, I promise you, he would be the main one trying to be diplomatic about the situation. And he would try to say, hey, hold on, guy. We don't really need to get physical or anything like that. I was just talking. That's all it is, just talk. It's really nothing. He would be the main one trying to back out of the situation, not because he's trying to go about it intellectually, really. It's due to the fact out of fear. Due to the fact that he knows that 9 times out of 10, if somebody was to realistically step up to him and try to fight him physically, it's no betting on that guy. He's going to be the one in a fetal position with his hands directly, over his face as he is getting pummeled. He doesn't realistically have a heart when it comes to fighting, even if it comes to fight or flight. He would still have no heart, even with adrenaline pumping and backing him up. He still wouldn't be in that position to do anything. And as I said before, if at any point in time that a race war, as they would like to say, is going to sit up and happen, it's not going to be due to the fact of anything that black people are doing. It's not. Because as you can see in some of the pictures that are located on the sides of that image of that same white guy, this is white people doing the most. You got somebody, what is that? I think that might have been like a light machine gun. Somebody was carrying down the street for like no reason. People going into a Starbucks with a bazooka. Y'all, like white people, where is it that whenever there's actually a problem in America, right? Like any of the school shootings, you guys always show up with your guns and your weapons after the fact. I've noticed that about white people. Whenever somebody's there to shoot up your kids, right, and they just run up into the schools, you guys aren't there patrolling. You guys aren't there like 24/7. It's like, all right, Bill, you take this shift. Steve, you take the next shift. Laura and Jerry, you take the other two. Y'all don't sit up there and do that. Y'all want to show up all of this bravado, all of this armament, all of these bulletproof vests, start wearing a mask. You want to start doing this after the fact, but you're not there when it actually happens. Any of those school shootings, you weren't there. Any of those mall shootings, you weren't there. Any of the other mass shootings, you weren't there. So I'm just trying to really figure out, why would you go to Starbucks with two guns on your one on your left, one on your right, and a bazooka across your back? Like, who are you fighting? Are you fighting a barista just in case he gets like your mocha frappa latte like jacked up? Like, who are you fighting? What is this enemy that you are realistically getting prepared for? I just need an answer, white people. Who? Because y'all keep saying, oh, the tyrannical government, and they're doing this and they're doing that. You're not doing nothing. You're just showing up. You're acting like, oh yeah, we're about to sit up there and show up in force. And show up in force and do what? Yell like you've been doing? You could have left all of those weapons at home and did the exact same thing and got the exact same thing to happen, which is nothing. So, like I said before, whenever things like this take place, I can never, like, for at least the effect when white people go up to capitals and things like that, where they want to show and force because they're doing this for the news, they're doing this for Twitter, they're doing this for Instagram, they're doing this for Facebook, they're doing this for YouTube. They're doing all of that for that 15 seconds so that they can sit up there and say, one day when they get older, see, I was brave. I stood up to the government. I let them know that they weren't going to be able to trample on my rights. That's what it is. That's what y'all want to sit up here and do. Y'all want to be able to have that little folklore, right? Because your great grandfathers actually did something, which is fight for America. They actually fought in a war. They actually lost loved ones. And they continue to still lose those same people even after the war because of the injuries that they suffered, both psychologically and physically. But here you are talking about you're fighting some great war, that you're quote unquote fighting the government. What are you fighting with? Air, stank breath, halitosis? What BO? Like, what realistically are you fighting the government with? Because I don't see it. I just see a whole bunch of blowhards carrying some weapons that they went to a gun show and they bought them just so they could sit up there and say, yeah, I got weapons. Do something. You know ain't nothing going to happen. You already know it. But you're going to make it seem like something is going to happen. You want to try to put out a dare to try to force something to happen. Like I said, if anything is to happen in America at any point in time, it's going to be because of the people that you see here and the actions that you see from this white man in the video. That's why. Like I said, it's not going to be because of black people, trying to jump the whole situation off. We just want to be left alone. We want to be left to our own devices. But every single time we say that, black people get called racist. Black people get called bigots and anti-white and all this other stuff. We want to be left to our own devices so we can do our own thing and get our shit together. That's it. That's it. We don't want to have no dealings with nobody else, but people can't seem to get that in their minds because that's that fear talking. Because whoever coerced you into buying all of those guns because there's going to be a great race war, and then that one day that you're going to have to sit down and fight the government tooth and nail for the Constitution and all this other, right? Okay. Whatever you want to believe. But like I said before, I don't have the information on who this white guy is in this video. If anybody does, that'd be great. Drop that in the comment section so that I might just happen to make a second video about this. And we can go from there. Because whoever this dude is, he needs to be found. And hopefully he is nowhere near any type of black people or, black schools or any type of black communities. But anyways, let me know what you guys think about this video in the comment description below. And as always, peace, love, and stay tuned for the next video.